Prabhu Dayal also joining us, former diplomat, former Consul General of India in New York. So I think this is one election of the USA, possibly since decades, where I've seen so much mention of India, Hindu community, Indian diaspora, Deepavali, bashes and outreach to the community. Do you think it would be fair to ask who is a better candidate, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, when it comes to India? Both have made their share of promises, connections, but do you think there is one of either who may do better with relationship with India? And do you think, or is it too premature to be mentioning that right now?
Well, I think that both candidates will bring some positive aspects for India. First of all, let's note the fact that this presidential election is taking place against the backdrop of escalating geopolitical tensions.
Correct.
And there has also been a change of leadership in Bangladesh. The situation in Southeast Asia continues to be fragile. So the election is very important in this particular geopolitical aspect. Now, I think that if Kamala Harris is elected, she will by and large maintain the Biden administration's policy of multilateralism, alliance-driven sort of approach. While Donald Trump's policies could see a resurgence of certain policies like aggressive trade tactics, potential higher tariffs, and stricter immigration policy. Now, issue by issue, I think that the Kamala Harris administration would be supportive of India's trade interests, and I don't think any major change is likely in the current policy.
Okay.
However, Donald Trump could cause some disruptions in trade, but at the same time, he might open up opportunities for India to replace Chinese imports in the United States. I also mentioned immigration. Kamala Harris favors expanding skilled worker visas like the H-1B, and Trump plans to tighten immigration rules, and he has indicated that he may reduce H-1B visas. I may mention that under Biden, the H-1B approval rates peaked at about 98%, while under Donald Trump, they had fallen from previous year's figures. So the implications are that for India, it will be positive in the sense that the IT services and GCC exports would be favorably impacted under Harris, while Trump might introduce stricter education-based visa norms, and that might impact mainly the unskilled workers, which doesn't really affect India so much.
Correct.
Then I come to one very important aspect, the energy and environment-related issues. Now, Kamala Harris proposes a significant increase in renewable energy incentives. Now, that will be good for India, and that will take forward the US-India climate and clean energy agenda and the partnership in the context of ISET. Trump wants to prioritize traditional energy sources, such as oil, gas, and coal. And, of course, that will bring down perhaps global prices of crude and gas, and that will also be good for an import-dependent country like India. So I think that we now have to look at this important aspect of defense cooperation. Biden and Harris have emphasized technology transfer. They have been more willing in that context, co-production and integration of supply chains. While Trump favors that there should be no transfer of technology. He doesn't like co-production, but he wants to export. He wants to facilitate exports. So in that sense, too, India could perhaps benefit in terms of easier export.
Very interesting.
Hardware.
I truly appreciate how you're giving this constant comparison, because both have their share of views, perspectives. Eventually, it will be about the relationship with India as well.